If someone who once held you when you broke down turns out to be the one who hid your child in the dark, what would you do? After 20 years of agonizing loss, Celeste Thorne came back to life, and this time she wouldn't miss a single sign. In her pursuit of the truth, she faced her betraying sister, her two-faced husband, and even the man who once swore to protect her with his last breath. But kindness doesn't save lives, only clarity and resolve can keep safe the child she loves most. This is the next chapter in Celeste's rebirth, an emotional journey of tears and fury, where every lie is exposed and every familiar face begins to show its true form. Stay with us in Chapter 3. When the masks begin to fall, tears stream down my face. If you want to keep something secret, then don't do it. The more pressure we apply, the more likely they'll slip up. Who knows how many accomplices Lena has? This is the only way to force each one out of hiding. Lucas still tried to stop me, so I warned him, anyone who gets in my way, I'll fight them to the end. That night, I turned on my phone and hit record. The rest, I left to the light to reveal. I told everything from the raspy voice of a mother robbed of her daughter to the mounting despair of someone betrayed by her own blood. My voice trembled, but my eyes did not. I looked straight into the camera, and the entire internet looked straight back at me. Overnight, my story shot to the top of the trending list. And then, the internet began digging into Lena Thorne. Someone who used to work with her revealed she was dangerously envious. Anyone who outshined her at work would be smeared. Once, a colleague was praised, and Lena slipped that woman's perfume into their male boss's jacket pocket. The boss's wife came in, beat the woman senseless. Only when they checked the security footage did they find out it was Lena's prank. Someone else released photos of her and Lucas being intimate, said the two were shameless, cutting in line, picking fights, even hitting a pregnant woman dragged into the police station. Another source exposed that she had once worked as a hostess at a bar, face caked in makeup, and that for the right price, she'd go home with anyone after her shift. In the detention center, Lena gradually realized the gravity of her situation. She knew there was no way out. When the police called me and said she wanted to speak with me privately, I knew the rat had run out of holes. When I saw her again, I barely recognized her. Her face was pale, dark circles like bruises under her eyes. She tried to rush forward and kneel before me, but was held back by the officers. Forced to sit straight across from me, Lena clasped her hands. "Sis, I'm sorry. Truly I am. I was jealous of your family, your husband with money, your obedient daughter. Yes, I tried to seduce your husband, but he responded too. That's why I lost control. He told me I was amazing, said it was a shame he already had a daughter. If it weren't for that child, maybe the two of us could have been together." Her crying grew louder. "I thought that without her I could be with him, but..." I finished her sentence. "But when you got into trouble, he didn't even glance at you, did he? I used to be married to Lucas. I knew him. He wasn't someone obsessed with beauty. His repair shop often served elegant women driving luxury cars who even asked for his number, invited him for tea. Lucas always refused, flat out. That's why I was so sure in choosing him." Lena might have been young and pretty, but she was lazy and defiant. Not many men would marry a self-proclaimed queen just to serve her. If someone did marry her, there was definitely an ulterior motive. Of course, I didn't tell her that in her past life, her first child with Lucas was killed by his own hand, nor did I say that she was next on his hit list. From start to finish, she was nothing more than a tool in his scheme to seize assets. Let her live in that fantasy, in the regret of never reaching Lucas's love. Just like in the past life, she clearly knew where the child was, yet pretended otherwise, even joined me in the act, encouraging me, "Hang in there, hope is just around the corner." I shattered her excuses with brutal clarity. Even if he hinted at something. If you had truly been grateful for all the years I took care of you, if you had even a shred of sisterhood in you, you wouldn't have done it. You wouldn't have pushed my daughter toward death. What you're suffering now, it's exactly what you deserve." When I returned home, I told Lucas everything Lena had said. He slammed the table in fury. "That shameless woman, she's trying to drag me down, force you to forgive her." He gripped my hand. "Celeste, don't soften your heart." Not long after, a video started circulating online and cleared Lucas of suspicion. It showed the front gate of his repair shop. Lena, dressed flamboyantly, threw her arms around his waist only to be shoved off. She sat crying on the ground, sobbing that she loved him. The person recording didn't know the full story, thought it was just a lover's spat. The video had once been posted online, but gone unnoticed. Now, unearthed again, it reversed Lucas's image entirely. People suddenly saw it clearly. Lena had been obsessively infatuated, sabotaging her sister's marriage through every trick. Thankfully, the brother-in-law could tell right from wrong. Lucas's eyes welled with emotion. "Celeste, I never stopped loving you. Thank God for giving me a chance to prove my innocence." I nodded. "As long as we stand united, we'll find our daughter." I watched that video over and over. In every frame, Lucas's eyes looked straight ahead. From beginning to end, he was always at the center of the story. I was so worried for my daughter's safety that I called Ryan. The SIM card I used was bought through an intermediary. The moment he heard my voice, Ryan grew emotional, but quickly composed himself. I asked how our child was. He said she was fine, cried a little now and then, but nothing serious. He asked how much longer I intended to drag this out. I paused, then said, "Soon. Just hold on a few more days." After hanging up, I heard a sound outside the door. I stepped out quietly and saw that the broom by the door had fallen. Unease stirred inside me. I rushed to the study. The door wasn't locked. It opened with a light push. The bed was messy. Lucas was gone. I ran downstairs. The car was no longer in the garage. I grabbed a taxi and sped straight to Ryan's old house in the mountains. It was his family's old home. Now in a redevelopment zone, nearly everyone else had moved out. Quiet. A perfect place to hide someone. When I arrived, the police were already there. A few officers were pinning Ryan to the ground. One officer stepped out of the house, carrying my daughter still groggy with sleep. Lucas rushed forward to hold her, kissing her all over. "Daddy found you. Let's go home." Ryan panicked, eyes pleading with me. "Celeste, please explain. You gave me the child to take care of. It's all a misunderstanding." I shrugged, my eyes cold. "I don't know what you're talking about. Don't slander me. Why would I hand over my own daughter to someone like you? Are we even that close?" Lucas escorted Ryan to the station with the police, while I took my daughter to the hospital. She had no injuries, just a bit shaken. Vitals normal, even gained a little weight. At the station, Ryan insisted I had asked him to take the child. The police asked me to cooperate with the investigation. I came in and denied everything. I raised her day by day. Everyone knows how much I love her. How could I let you lock her up in some dark house? You're talking nonsense. Hearing that, Ryan's eyes filled with disbelief. He asked, devastated, "Celeste, I loved you so much. Why are you doing this to me?" I handed over his love messages to the police. "If I can't have her, I'll ruin her. This is outright revenge." Ryan's eyes turned red. Then he shouted in rage, "You vicious woman! If you don't love me, fine, but why ruin me?" I mouthed a single word, "Fiona." His face turned ghostly white. "I was genuinely kind to you because I thought you were pitiful. But did you really come close to me just for warmth? Some truths don't need to be shouted for all to hear. Sometimes, you just stand still and the liar reveals themselves." Celeste was no longer the woman who once cried silently in the night she lost her daughter. Now, every step she took brought her closer to justice, to the truth, and to the very edge for those who betrayed her. But can revenge truly heal? Or is it just another prison we lock ourselves in? The answer still lies ahead. Thank you for staying with us through Chapter 3. If you find yourself unable to stop thinking after each episode, don't forget to follow so you won't miss the next twist to come. See you in the next chapter.